Stock market point of view, we're not happy with that, to be honest with you. I mean, WeChat, millions of people have it on their mobile apps, including me right here. TikTok, a little different. It's not that widespread here, but it's still a popular app, especially with the real young people. And Microsoft wants to buy them. And I don't know if that deal is going to go through, but that's where we start to get antsy on Wall Street. We don't like to see pressure from the government on any kind of company. Now, security reasons, we totally understand that, but I don't know. I don't buy the whole thing, to be honest with you. So we'll have to wait and see it play out, because most of their servers are outside of China. They're in Singapore or Hong Kong or somewhere else close by. But I think in general, people do have to be careful, and if it really is a secure problem, I don't know. I can't comment on that. I really can't, because then Facebook must have a problem in China, and that's where Wall Street gets worried. Are the Chinese going to retaliate? Like, you remember last week they closed a embassy in China, in Houston. We closed one in China. It was tit for tat. Now, are you going to see them close Facebook in China? We'll have to see what happens. And other big servers, social media platforms. So that's the problem. It does this escalate now. I mean, WeChat's huge enough, and it was going to be a big deal. It might still be a big deal for Microsoft with TikTok, because they have a big platform in Australia, in New Zealand, in Canada. So maybe that deal goes through. We'll have to wait and see. Well, no, I think that's on the mind of traders and investors. I mean, where does it stop? I mean, is it going to expand, like I mentioned, to mainly tech companies, obviously? So is it going to expand to the more tech, to Apple with their chips? We don't know where this stops. We're hoping it's just a ploy to get the deal done, because we know China really doesn't want to do the deal. So we'll have to wait and see. But my problem is, if it escalates, will there be ramifications for the other major tech companies here in the United States that do big business? China's a big partner with us. And, you have 1.8 billion people in social media. That's huge money. So we hate to see that dry up. It's going to be interesting. And I just don't like the way the tone of both countries right now. So we'd like to see that settle back. And that's why the market's basically down today. We were flat, we were down real big, we're off the lows. But basically, it's two things. It's the coronavirus again, of course, spiking up a little, but also this deal. And it's more than just this deal, like you mentioned, more than just WeChat. It's what goes along with it. It's the ramifications. It's for further deals down the road. So we'll have to wait and see how this really plays out over the next few. It's got 45 days. Hopefully cooler heads will prevail, and they'll figure a way around the security problem, which I don't really think is that hard to figure. But again, it's an election year. You have no idea which way it's going to go. But I think in 45 days, before that, we'll know what's going on with TikTok and WeChat. So it is a good number. It's not a great number, but it's going in the right direction. 174 million, 1.7 million jobs, basically. I mean, it's not as good as it was last month, but it's going in the right direction. That's about all we can say for it. Unemployment rate fell a little, which was good to see. So overall, the numbers are going in the right direction. And remember, last month, this number contains the big spike we had out of Florida and the Southwest. So that number's in there, and it still came in pretty good. Next month, like you mentioned, schools are going to open here in New York, essentially, and they're going to open across the country. So more people will go back to work. In this economy, you have to have people working. I mean, it's the lifeblood of this economy. It powers the economy is consumer spending. So we want to see that. And we saw that when the consumer has places to go, they still spend money right now. You see that at the parks, if they open, people are going there. So restaurants now, outdoors. I went by an outdoor restaurant up here that just opened, and it was packed as they can get packed. Instead of holding 100 people, maybe it held 50, but still there were people eating there. So I think Americans want to get out, want to spend. And I think, if you look at things, Jackie, if you can go out to Walmart, you can go out to a restaurant. There's no question about it. So I don't get why the restaurants aren't open. You got to use your head now with the mask, and now I'm going to start wearing goggles, just to play it safe. But I think it's a way of life, and there's nothing we can do about it. We can't live in a cave or in a basement. We Americans, just like the Asians, want to get out and enjoy life, and that's what it's all about. Got to be careful, but I think it's going to come to fruition, and we'll be getting out this month. We're bullish on the economy, obviously, but I do believe oil's been getting hit because no one's driving, no one's using it. But here in North America and all countries north of the equator, we're going to be coming into fall and winter. I know it's August and it's a hot month, but we look ahead. We're forward looking. So I think they've been beat up so bad. It's a good time to look at the energy sector. People are going to be using energy in the northern hemisphere. You know that. I know that. It's going to get cold not pretty soon, but it's going to get cold. So by elections only 90 days away, that's November. So you figure within 100 days, the days get shorter. You'll have lights on, more energy used for that. Heat, of course. So I think energy sector, I'm very bullish on. I like that. I've been looking at them because they've been beat up so much. I've been looking at Chevron. I've been looking at all the major oil and energy companies. I think that's the play in the near future. I like the market overall, but I like energy sector because it's been so beat up. We buy gold every quarter. We're very bullish on gold. I think I mentioned that to you a few weeks ago, that gold would get to 2,000 when it was at 1,800. It's over 2,000. I think you could see gold by the election, which is 90 days away, get closer to 2,500. Now, where should it go after that? It depends on who wins the election. I think if you see Joe Biden win, I think you'll see the dollar crash, only because the Democrats want to spend, trillions of dollars to get cities back online, and they'll keep this money flowing for coronavirus victims, not victims, but people that are out of work. And we can't keep doing that. We got to get America working, and we just can't spend money we don't have. So I think that'll push gold up, no question about it. But remember, it's not only here. It's overseas. It's in Europe. It's in South America. Everyone's got a problem with their currency. So as long as the currencies stay weak or look like they're going to crash more, gold will be the place, safe haven for anyone with money. Equities, I think equities are still going to keep going up. But I think gold exponentially will go up much more than equities percentage-wise.